Hi, I'm Dr. Roadhouse, and I want to introduce you to Deborah Smith. And Deborah's been in our fibromyalgia program, and we're doing an update on her. We have another video that we did after a couple months, and she's had incredible improvement. So we're just going to have her kind of share your improvements with. And why don't we talk a little bit about, just to catch up on the history, just talk about the symptoms that you had and how the fibromyalgia just affected you as far as the things that you were able to do and stuff like that. And then we can kind of go and talk about, how you're doing right now.
The effects that I had was I had a lot of headaches, a lot of stomach problems, back aches, neck aches,
Just pain
pain all over, no walking, can't get on the floor, play with the grandkids, can't work in my garden. A lot of the activities I used to do, bowl, golf, those are all gone.
So before you came in, what was your activity level when you came in to see us? I mean,
None.
okay.
I didn't do anything because it hurt to do it. I couldn't.
And you tried you've had this for a long time,
Yes.
right?
Years.
You've tried other things, and you've tried what some of the doctors said is, well, you just need to try to exercise. And how did that work out?
It didn't because it hurt to do
Okay.
it. I couldn't do most of the exercises because it hurt too bad.
So did you pretty much just stay around the house then?
Yes. And
Okay.
when I worked at the time and just, I sat at the desk and worked,
And then what happened once you got home?
sat
Just very, very inactive.
very inactive.
What about like the brain fog?
Oh, that was bad. I'd be in the middle of a sentence and then I just like, well, I don't know where I was going with that. Just start another conversation.
So lost your train of thought.
Yeah.
And what about sleep?
Terrible. I was up and down all night long. Took forever to go to sleep, and was always having to get up and walk because it hurt, and then it was hard to go back to sleep.
So that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? I mean, if there are a couple more things, that we forget, because what you do is, when you get better, you basically get amnesia to how bad you are, and that's why we're trying to do these videos and stuff. And if they look back at the first video, they'll see a completely different person. You're smiling now, your eyes are bright, you've got tons of energy. You weren't like that in the beginning, but
No.
anyway, why don't you talk about, what things are like now? Talk about your journey and where you're at now, the activities that you can do, and just how it's changed your life.
Well, the stomach aches are gone, the headaches are gone, the muscle soreness is all gone, with the exception of my hip, but the brain fog is so much better. I can at least now carry on the conversation and not have to stop and think of what I can at least name all my grandkids now without having to start at the top of the list and go down and maybe I'll hit it, maybe I won't. I can now work in my garden. I can sit on the floor and play with the grandkids. I can crawl, race, chase them. I don't do a lot of running, but I do, can do some jogging. Not that I do, but when I do with the kids. I play the piano, which now I can sit and play the piano now. Where before it was hard to sit there and concentrate on what I was doing. Now I'm actually can sit down and play for an hour or so.
And that's brought back some enjoyment, right?
Yes,
Because that's therapeutic. I think if you hadn't been able to do it for a while.
Yeah, not that I play well, but I only play with me in the room. If anybody walks in, I'm done.
But you enjoy doing it. You're able to do
yes,
it now.
I can do that.
That's a good release.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about your sleep?
I now go to bed. My husband says now that he says he's never seen anybody go to sleep as fast as I do. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out.
Awesome. And your energy level during the day? And
It's I used to just sit in the chair and I just didn't want to do anything, didn't have the But now I get up in the morning, I listen to my whale music, and when that's done, I get up, I clean the house, which I've never wanted to do before. I've been doing some canning, just do little odds and things around the house, and I hardly ever sit and watch TV anymore.
Okay.
I don't sit at the computer and do that hardly anymore because it's boring to sit there now.
Yeah. Well, you had to sit there before because you
Right.
couldn't do the
Couldn't
things
do
that
it.
you want to do. And just to go back, she's talking about her whale music and the temporal lobe is for memory, and your memory was not good at all. And so what we've done is we've done the neurological testing. We found out that her temporal lobe wasn't firing properly, and so then we found that her temporal lobe responded to the whale sounds, and so she listens to the whale sounds in one ear that we've determined which one to stimulate the temporal lobe, because you have a temporal lobe on the left and the right. So anyway, that's just some facts when people are going to go whale sounds, what's she talking about, But it's just one of the treatments to start the temporal lobe firing again, and your memory's doing a lot better. And before when this happened, you had been really restricted around the house and stuff. So as you started getting better, you started going out, and people hadn't seen you in a while. There's people from church and stuff.
Yeah.
And just kind of talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, they're all wanting to know, wow, what have you done? You lost so much weight, and
How much weight have you lost?
30 pounds.
Okay. And we weren't trying to lose weight.
No.
We were trying to get her healthy, and that's the icing on the cake, is that she actually lost weight. And if you go back to the first video, you can see a big change, but you're excited and happy. And, so when you told them, they were interested in the weight loss and stuff, and, what you're doing is too much work for someone just to lose weight. You're actually getting healthy, and the byproduct was that they comment, they go, oh, that's too much work, I'm not doing that. But when you've been, had the fibromyalgia as long as you had, and you've tried all the different things. I mean, I told you in the beginning, that you were a candidate, you had all the markers, all the parameters, that it's not going to be easy, it's going to be tough, and I told you, the people say it wasn't easy, it was tough, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it has been rough. The hardest was giving up the bread, the pizza, the chocolate, the cheese. That was the hardest part. But
we did the
it.
Cyrex testing, and we found that she had antibodies to those. So what that means is those were keeping her inflamed, and that's why she was hurting all over. So we found out specifically what your problem was, and what was causing it, and that was just a part of it. But it is a diet to avoid the things that were causing inflammation in you from head to toe. And then we've gotten on the products to help repair the process. We've done the neurological treatments on you. You're doing fantastic. So anyway, anything else you can think of?
No. Thank
your
God I
husband's-
found you.
Yeah, and I know your husband's happy.
Yes.
And he's been real supportive through
Very
this
supportive.
because that's been awesome. You're very, very fortunate to have him. And like I told you, make sure to tell him thank you, because it makes this process a lot easier. It's a lot more difficult if you don't have a support system at home.
It is. I've cooked meals before where I've had to cook for me, and just recently, and then of course my kids have come over and I've cooked for them, and trying to cook 2 meals at one time and keep the utensils and all that, it's a chore.
Mm-hmm.
So now I go to their house and I just bring my food.
Yeah. And the main thing is it is a chore.
It
but
is.
Look at where you're at now. I mean,
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It's not easy. If it was easy, all the other doctors would have fixed you. And how long
exactly.
did you have the fibromyalgia?
I want to say it's probably been 10, 11, 12 years, something like that. It's been a long time.
Right.
It's just really gotten worse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the reason you came in, right? Is because it was getting worse. You were doing all these different knockers.
Medicine wasn't working.
Yeah, it just didn't work for your particular case. I told you it's only for 10% of the population. So awesome. All right. Well, she's had tremendous results, and obviously she's happy. Her husband's happy. Her grandchildren, her children are happy, and her whole life is turned around. You're getting to enjoy life again. So anyway, appreciate you as a patient. You've done good. We've got a couple more things to fix up that left hip, and then we're done.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks.